listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to UppTalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say UppTalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
Yesterday we were analyzing business object to details report, right? This object details report. In business object details, before let's say I know one business object worker. If you don't know, you know which. What is the business object? The first thing you can do is whatever you can think of. You know that word in English. Just try and search. In Workday, basically Workday is managing employee details. If you want to view any employee business object or worker business object, if you want to see the employee details, try to search via, employee keyword or worker keyword. Then gradually, you will get used to. Another thing is, when you go to your profile and when you will see multiple tabs, those multiple tabs will help you to understand the business object name. Basically, if you are searching job descriptions, that means you are looking for something related to job. Search simply job here. You can simply search job. Then you will. This will recommend some of many options. And you can just check if those options are relevant or not. For example, here when I search for job, I can see 79 results. In this 79, this is job application. This is job application event. What I am looking for is job profile description. Job application cannot have the job profile, description of worker. There will be other items. You can explore what you know. You can also just select this click deep dive. You will be able to understand whether it contains job description or not. See, what I need is job profile description. What I search here is job. And here, when I scroll down, I can see one job profile. If I click on this job profile, it will give me all the fields stored in this job profiler business object. Let me click. And let's see. See, I need job profile description, right? Let's take come on. That is giving error because of the tenant is closed. When I'm selecting, this tenant is not able to identify. This will not happen in your implementation, testing, tenants and all. Now this. Business object details report will give details of business object. Details having what are the fields that business object contains. Then what are all the business object. See what are all the business objects. These business objects links to. And then what are all the business objects? I'll explain that later. Then it will show you the data sources. What are the data sources available for this business object? And then the report section. the report section will show you what are the reports available on this business object using this business object. Here in the field tab, you can see many columns. Field name, description, field source, field type related business object, built-in terms, category and all. You will get to, you will get used to, in this gradually. Now I wanted to extract job profile description. When I search job, then I show there is one business object job profile. Now let's see if there is any field like job profile description in this business object. Here in field name, let's put some filter. Such thing by a word description. Here, when I search with the description, see there is one field which is job description. I can use this job description as a job profile description. When you filter, just filtering that, then here is the field. In this field, there is a related action. Here in description, it is already mentioned the formatted job description value on the job profile. If you want to see more details, if you click on this related action, that is going to show you this many details only. If I click on this related action, see here, if you see, the field name is job description. Business object is job profile description. This is going to give you the job profile description. This is a Workday delivered field. Field type is a reach test. And the category is job and position. Basically, I was not across from where exactly I can put job profile description. I just went into this business subject. It is type whatever. I understood. Basically, if someone is asking job profile description, I thought of searching for job. It's my sense. When I search, then I show there is one relevant business object job profile. When I open that job profile, I just check if there is any field with job description. And I can see there is one field, name, job description. Basically, when I will be creating one report on job profile, business object, then I can use this job description field to get the description of the job profile. Similarly, if you want to, if someone asked you to, get the value of gender, of employees, what you can do is you can just run this business object detail because type employee or worker and see if there is any field with name gender. Basically, this field tab is going to let you know like how many fields, what kind of fields, and what fields are stored in this business object. This is a primary business object. These are the related business object. How this job profile is linked to. This is a primary business object. You should be able to see when you click on this one. This one. This will tell you. There are a few bridges. There are a few fields which is linking to business objects, and that field is planned dimensionless supplier. This field is linking relation between job profile and supplier, business object. This is also supplier business object. This is also business object. This is also business object. There are multiple business objects in the system, and this related business object details will show you how this job profile is related to other business objects. And then in right side, this will tell you all the links, the links related. See, this job profile is related to multiple business objects. This tells how this job profile is linked to this business object. And this tells you how this business object is related to job profile. This is something you're going to use in the future. Don't worry, you need to explore all these things. You know, when you will actually start creating the reports and all, the next tab is Data Sources tab. In Data Sources tab, I told you yesterday, right, like a here in Workday business object is like table in database. It is storing the data sources that are views. If you want subset of the data, see business object storing all the details. If you want some subsets, subset. Or if you want, to join multiple, tables and create a view, you are going to use data source. Then, fields will act as column and instances will act as rows. Here, these many data sources are part of this business object. This business object offers three data sources, all active job profiles, all your profile job profiles with compensation. All job profiles means this is storing all the active and inactive job profiles. This data source is storing only active job profiles. When you will select this as a data source, you won't be able to get inactive job profiles. If you want inactive job profiles and active, you need to use this data source. Then there is one last tab that is report. This report will let you know like how many standard reports are using this as a data source. Here, these are the data source. Here, this. Many standard reports are using these all job profiles. I mean, there are three data sources for this business object, right? I mean, here in data source, if you can see three data sources. This report tab will let you know all the standard reports which are using those data sources. Here, if you see, you will see only three data sources. Whatever this business object is offering, you can explore business objects and fill a whatever is in that business object, you can explore via report. Business object detail report. You can type business object details and just click enter. Then you just type the business object name, select the business object name, and then you will be able to see the details. To view the details of business object, the fields associated to business object, the related business object, data source report. You can use this business object details report. Now next thing is when I assume mentioned like how are you going to identify? Which field, which business object you need to use and all. There is one more concept in Workday of contextual reporting. We call that context actual reporting. What contextual reporting means? Let's say here in Workday, if I am opening my profile, let this open. Now let's say if you want to, create one report which should say to this job profile, and this is a job profile, you want to face this job profile. This is the field value. What you can do is when you will click here, click on related action here. Just go to reporting. Here, when you will go to reporting, you will see three options. The first option is create report from here. The second option is related reports, and the third option is report fields and values. Now when you will click on create custom report. From here, you will get more details of the fields. First of all, when you will click on this report field and values, you will be able to see all the reports which has been created and the values. Sorry, you will be able to view all the fields. Let me show you how it looks like. You. This job profile is a business object, and if I open report field and values here, you will be able to see all the fields associated to that business object. Whatever details you want to pull, for job profiles, you will be able to see it. There are 245 fields. There are 245 fields, report fields which you can use on this business object. Let's say someone is asking to extract details of the job profile. For example, job profile name, description, the other details. If they're asking, then if you're not sure, like how exactly you can get all those details, you can, click on the related action, click on related fields and values, and you will be able to see everything, each and every details. That's how we generally start in Workday. But I think initially, maybe 1 or 2 months you are going to, use this thing. Later, you're not going to use this thing automatically. You will understand like where exactly this value is stored, and when you get very complex requirements, then you're going to use this. But this is advisable. You should know that if you don't know how to what are the fields on the business object, how to know which business object you need to refer, you can just click on. The related action of that business object. Go to reporting, and then report fields and values. Here you will be able to see all the field details. Then there is another option. As the 10H, it's really slow here in the reporting. Related reports. Here business object is job profile. When you will click on related reports, you will be able to see all the report that has been created on that business object. You will be able to see all the reports in which this business object has been used. And this will show you delivered as well as custom. Here, if you can see in type, there is custom report and then Workday delivered reports. Why do we need to, view these related reports? See what happens. Sometimes there are, you need to create something on this. Job profile, business object, and you are trying something, but you are not able to understand. Then, you search for what are all the, reports that has already been created on this job profile. It could be whatever requirements you have got from the business. You will be able to find one report which is already satisfying that. Can you know that requirement? When you will search for these related reports, you will be able to understand should you create a new report or you can use the existing report anyways. Basically, you can decide that thing. Second thing is, let's say you're not, you don't know how to, create report, how to, which is to use, and or you can open, this custom reports. Or this Workday delivered report, and you can see what are all the fields that has been referred in that custom report, and you that will help you in building your custom report. Initially, whenever we join, we don't know things in the system, right? We need some documentation kind of thing to understand what system is, what is actually happening in that system. Here, if you don't know about the field business object, you have many options to explore the business object, explore the fields, explore the reports that has been created on that business object. Whatever I'm telling, all these things you need to explore a bit. We can discuss. If you will be having any question, we can discuss on a Monday, but you explore now. Now, the next option we have is create custom report from here. You can directly build custom report from here. From this field, from this business object, you can directly build a custom report. When you will, click on create custom report from here. It will ask you to select the fields, whatever you want to view in that custom report. For example, here if I want benchmark job profiles, if I want a com grade, if I want candidate details, if I want certification, then competencies, critical job, anything. I selected this field. Click on here, give the report name. Let's say Ganesh context to a reporting one. I want to choose only active job profiles. I don't want to choose any, inactive job profile. In job profile, there are 3 data sources. I showed you right. Here you are getting 3 options. You can select any of these options. I am choosing all active job profiles because I don't want any, inactive job profiles. Then here data source filters. Some of the data sources, gives us data source filters. I'm just putting no default filter. I'm not using any filter. Then the report type. There are many reports. This is something we are going to discuss in the next session, maybe after some time. I want to create one advanced, report and temporary in nature. This should be auto-related. After a few days, click on and here is your custom report. This is the report name. This is the data source filter. This is this is the data source. This is the data source filter. Here in business object, automatically you can see job profile. Whatever fields I selected there. See, all those fields are automatically filled up here. Basically, this is auto clear. This makes things very easier, right? I mean, you just had to go to related action of the business object. You click on reporting and then click on create custom report from here. Select whatever fields you want to populate in your custom report. Give the report name data source filter. Click your report is ready. Ready now. Click your report is ready to use. You can simply run the report and get the data. This is one of the options we have here in the contextual reporting. In contextual reporting, there will be three options. One is create custom report from here. Second is related reports, and third option we have is report field and values. This is what is contextual report. Today's activity will be exploring contextual reporting. You can explore. You can just, select any, fill any object, from the system, from your profile, and you can try to create report from there. You can try to explore what are the fields associated to that business object. You can also, try to explore what are the, reports created, using that business object as a primary business object. Sorry, this is clear, right? Yes. Now let's go to, designing a custom report. Before we actually design a fresh new custom report, we need to understand a few things. Are you able to see my notepad, by the way, where I'm typing yes, cool. Now, how can we design, custom reports? Basically, designing a custom reports contains many things. Let me make it bigger. A custom report. If you want, you can take a screenshot as well. Basically, designing a custom report. Designing custom reports will, require a lot of things. Let's see how can we actually design a custom report. And just a few questions. How can we do what? Here, the first thing, what would be the reporting report? Starting points whenever you get to create a report, how exactly you can start working on the report. First of all, you need to explore Workday standard reports. Let's say if you get some requirements, first you should be exploring Workday delivered reports. If there is any Workday delivered report which is satisfying the conditions, that is satisfying the requirements, then you can use Workday as standard report directly instead of creating a new one. If they require a little bit of customizations, what you can do is you can just copy that standard report and you can do your customization based on the requirement. If this Workday standard report will be your starting point, then we have all custom reports. All custom reports actually give you all the reports which has been created by some individual. Workday standard report will give you the details of all the custom report, will give you the details of all the custom reports created in the system by the user, any user here. Let's say you get some requirements and you check Workday standard reports. If this is satisfying, any report is satisfying, you are going to use that. Otherwise, you are going to copy and create a new one. Before you copy and create a new one, you should explore all custom reports. For example, let's say there is no custom report, there is no Workday delivered report which is satisfying your requirement, but there is one custom report which is satisfying your requirement. When you will run this all custom report, you will get plenty of reports. You will get many report lists and there, By the name, by the description, you need to segregate, open the report, and then you will get many reports. And then you need to analyze whether you know this can fulfill your report or not. Now let's say you know this custom report, all custom report. When you checked all custom report, then also you did not find any report which is satisfying your requirement. But what you found is, you found there is one custom report which can be utilized. There is one custom report which can be utilized. There most of the things are done, only 20%. You know that report requires change. What you can do is you can copy that custom report and then you can apply use changes. Your report is ready to use. Then the next question, how can you explore the data? Basically, we have one report, business object details report. This business object details report will let you know what are the business objects available in Workday. Let's say you get a relevant thing. For example, you want to build a report on compensation. You just type to compensate to com menu and it gave you a couple of options. You show like there is one relevant term, compensation. You just clicked on that. You explode that compensation business object, and then you explode whatever fields are there in the compensation business object. That's how you are going to understand. Where is the data stored? How can you create a report? What business object you know you need to create a report? And for that business object, what are the data sources available, which can be used in building report? Then we have contextual reporting. Contextual reporting I showed you from here. You can see, you can just go and click on report fields and values, and then you will be able to see all the fields associated to that business object. This is how you are going to understand where is your data. How to view the data. You can view the data business object details report. There is one tab, data source tab. In that data source tab, you will be able to view the data. When you will create a custom report, it will ask you to provide data source name. That data source name you will get from the business object details report. You open, for example, you want to get the details of worker. What you did, you just ran the business object details report. Then you enter worker as a business object. Clicked on. You move to the data source tab, and there in data source tab, you are able to see multiple data source tabs. You are able to see multiple data sources, for example, all active workers or active and terminated workers. Any data sources? You will be able to see many data sources. In those data sources, you need to find the relevant one and then you can use. That's how you are going to view the data. Then there is one report, data sources report. We have a separate report, data sources report. There you will get the list of all the data sources we have in Workday. And you can just use that report to explore data sources. Next thing, which fields to deploy in custom report, where exactly you are going to configure what are on the field. Let's say, for example, you got a requirement like you need to extract first name of worker, last name of worker, date of work, gender, hire date, job profile. You need to pull all these fields in your report. Someone has asked to create a report and he or she wants to see these many fields in that custom report. Where exactly these fields will become configured? These fields will be configured in the column tab of the custom report. How that column tab? Let me show you. Here in the here this is one of the custom reports. Here in this custom report, you can see there is a column tab. There are sort tab, filter tab, prompts tab, output, share and advanced tab. Why am I getting session expire? Sorry, are you guys getting some, pop up session timeout? Sorry. That's my bad. That was Workday. I was, I thought like then that June 1, that's just about there. That's fine. Basically, when you keep Workday face open for a long time, it will, pop up one, it will give you one pop up box and, it will, let you know like in 5 minutes, your tenant, your login, your session is going to expire. If you click on the option which it will give, your session will be contained, otherwise it will, your Workday system will be automatically logged off. Yes, Ganesh, even I am getting the same thing. Is there any way? Again, we have to do all the login right. Is there any way we can just keep it for at least 2 to 3 hours? No, you can't. 2 to 3 hours, you can't. Then you need to move your cursor and you install some kind of jigglers in your system, and that will move your cursor automatically, and you can keep that. Every time you have to log in, right? That's what I observed. Generally that's not recommended. It's from the security point of view, that's not recommended. Whenever you work in any company or any system, your system should be locked. This Workday system contains employee personal details, job details. This system contains very confidential information. This Jumis tenant is something you know. All these are learning data. We don't need to worry about that. But when you are working on any project, you should not keep work dating and open. Anyone can see anyone's salary, and that is really a very confidential information. Anyone can see anyone's SSN number. That's a really confidential information. That's not advisable. But if you want, you can install the jiggler, and you can do that. Got it. Anyways, what I was explaining is in this custom report. You will be able to see multiple tabs, columns, sort, and filter. Here, coming to here again, which face to display. This is something it will be configured in the report definition in the columns tab. Then how to group and sort data. This is again you need to configure in report definition in sort tab. In sort type, you will be option to group data. You will be having the option to sort the data. Then sorry, here it's not. Then let's say, if you need to filter data in the, custom report, there are two kinds of filters. There are some of the data sources. There are some data sources which is having, predefined filters. For example, in job profile, I showed you, in job profile when I was creating a report, then we know it offered two filters. The first one was default filter, the other was one was some amino different filter. Basically, this data source filter. There is some data source filter. Each and every object is sorry. Every data source is not having a data source filter. There are some data sources in Workday which offers filter. You can directly use those filters. Let's say you know that if there is any data source which is not offering any kind of filter, and if you want to filter directly in the custom report, when you are configuring for that one, we have filter and sub filter. Sorry, this is actually this is actually under this report definition, not in a data source filter. This is like This is like this. If you want to filter in custom report, then in report definition, there are two tabs, filter tab and sub-filter tab. You can apply filter there. Now, the next is who and how the data will be seen. In report definition, there are two tabs, output tab and stare tab. Output tab determines how the data will be sent here. A tab will determine who exactly can see the data from this report. And there are, some security groups. Basically, to view data in Workday system, you should be having enough security. For example, there is one domain in Workday person data gender. If you don't have access to person data gender domain, you won't be able to see the gender of any worker in the system. Whatever reports you are creating, if to view the data from that report, the user should be having access to all the fields. Do you have any question here in this thing? In this. These are just the conceptual things. Before we actually start creating a custom report, put good organization. Now next, let's start. The custom report. I'm not going to use more than 10 minutes. If anyone is having hard stop, please let me know. Now, let's go back to Workday. To create a custom report, we have one task. The task name is Create Custom Report. Click on this Create Custom Report task. It will ask you to give the report name. Let's say I am giving Ganesh batch 1 first report. I am just giving just to create any report, you can give the relevant names in the, always try to give some relevant names, which I mean you see from the report name itself. Everyone should be able to understand what is this report about, what exactly this report is giving. Always try to give names in a way that everyone can understand what this is. Here I mean just for the demonstration, I'm just adding giving name then a batch 1 first report. Now here you will be able to see many options. When you in there is one field report type. In report type you can see one drop down. If you click on this drop down, you will be able to see 8 kind of reports. Workday offers 8 kind of reports, 8 types of reports. Here you can see simple report, advanced report, composite report, matrix report, in-box search report, transpose and training. For integration, we are going to use just one type of report, that is advanced report. You can explore all these things by yourself. That's fine. There is no issue with that. Basically, there is one simple report. If you need to fetch, only, details from one business object and you want a very simple report, you can just create a, simple report. If you want that report to be enabled as a web service, you need to use, you need to create that as an advanced, report type. Now Another thing is like now, let's say you want to use that report in any integration. If you want to use that report in any integration, you can also. Then again, you need to use that advanced report. Then we have matrix report. I'll explain all this 8 type of report. Later, I'll try to get some screenshot and will show you how it looks like. However, we don't need all those things in the integration. For integration, we just need one type of report, that is advanced report. Here I am selecting advanced report. Now there is a temporary report checkbox. In temporary report checkbox, whenever you create, whenever you check this checkbox, what they will do is what? They will tag this report as a temporary report. Automatically, When you will click you on this temporary report, automatically Workday will assign today plus 7-day date as a expiry date. Today plus 7 day as a expiry date. It will auto expire after 7 days. However, if you want to change the expiry date of the custom report, you will be able to do that. How exactly we are going to do that I will show you later. Then there is one option, enable as a wave service. Enable as a wave service means here, when I selected at one simple report, there is no option. Enable as a wave service. But when I am selecting advanced report, then I am getting one additional option, enable as a wave service. This enable as a wave service means this report, whatever you are going to create, that can be used as a wave service as well. That can be used in any integration. To use any report in in any integration, that report must be wave service enabled. This is a criteria. Also, when you will create, let's say there is one system powered by system, and that wants some data from the Workday, and they are looking for just cost center details from Workday. You can create a very simple report, not a simple report, advanced simple report. Basically, the report type will be advanced, and that report, design will be very simple. That's what I'm trying to say. Basically, you created one advanced report in the system, and you added all the fields associated to the cost centers. You can see all the details of the cost center using that report. Now Power BI wants to consume the details of the cost center. Now what you can do is, you have already created a report which is web service enabled. You can give them the URLs. They can access the data from Workday via that URL. That URL is a REST API URL. You can use this report as a web service as well. When I'm talking about web service, what does that mean? How it looks like. How the data will be look like, how they are going to identify those data in the system. That is something I'm gonna show you later. Then we have another section, data source. In data source, you can see optimize for performance and data sources. Yesterday I was mentioning about a standard data source and then index data source. Whenever you use any standard data source, this will be auto unchecked. This will be disabled. Whenever you use any standard data source, why that happens? Because in a standard data source, mainly we have non-index fields. And whenever this optimize for performance checkbox is checked, you can only use index field in the report. You will be able to use only index field. That's why this is auto check, because because the main assumption whenever you create any custom report, that the first assumption is you should be using index data source. If index data source is not satisfying your requirement, then you opt for standard data source. But mostly you should be preferring for index data source. However, Workday doesn't have many index data sources like standard data sources, but you can try. For example, there are two data sources. One is all active and terminated workers. This is a standard data source. Then we have another data source workers for data source for Axiom reporting. This is index data source. See, you can get employee details, worker details from both of these data source. But which one you have to opt? You need to decide. Let's say you need to pull a data source, and then you need to create a data source, and then you need to create a data source. All those details are stored in both the data sources. Now, as in, there is already one index data source in the system which is offering all those space. We should not be using this standard data source. We should be using this data source. Now, let's say there is something which is not in this worker fetching reporting. You can opt for all active and terminated workers data source. This is something you need to keep in your mind. Now going back to Workday here, data sources. Let's say I am pulling, I want to build report on worker for Hexim reporting. This is index data source. Yesterday someone was mentioning, like, in index data source index, keyword was there. This is also one index data source, but there is no index keyword. But again, you can. You will be able to understand. The first of all, when I selected this data source, this did not get unchecked. That means this is an index data source. Then if you click on this, related action, you will be able to see data source. Type is an index data source and the symbol. You know, Yesterday I was talking about one symbol. That symbol, that electric point symbol is also represents. That is the index data source. Now, one small question. Don't we need to check enable as web service? As of now, I'm not checking, but we are going to check that, and we are going to, understand, what exactly that is doing as well. Here, I have already selected workers for HACCP reporting. Now, when I selected workers for XSLT reporting, this is the index data source. This optimized for performance is already checked by default. It was checked. See, I have option to uncheck this as well. What does that mean? For index data source of this, what is the difference between this checked and unchecked one? The difference is when you are using index data source, and if this optimized for performance is checked, then you will be able to use only index data source in the custom report. When you will uncheck this optimize for performance, this means you will be able to use non-index field in your report. And when you will use non-index, fields in your report, then Workday will not guarantee about the performance. Definitely, somewhere performance is going to be impacted. Wherever possible, just check this checkbox. Try to get the data. If, let's say, you are applying some filter and you're trying to apply one filter and you are not able to view that field. If you are not able to view that field, what you can do is you can go to the Advanced tab and there you can uncheck this. Optimize for performance. Again, you can uncheck this. And then again, then you will be able to use that field. When you uncheck this gives you warning. Clearing this checkbox enable is to select a non-index data source and a non-index fields, which might cause your report to run slower. This is the difference. When you check and when you uncheck this box. Now there when you click on you will get you something like this here. By default this data source. This workers for SPIM. Reporting data source is part of worker business object. The primary business object is worker. Here by default, you can see worker. Business object is coming now. If you want to search for first name, what you need to do is you need to enter first name and press enter. This will give you options, many options. Here, you need to select the relevant. I don't want legal name, first name, I want only first name. What I'll do is, I'll just select this first name. Then if I need to add another field, I can click on this plus button. When I'll click on this plus button, then again this business subject will automatically copy, and here you can use another field. For example, I need to get the last name. This last name If you don't know, you know what this last name is. What are all? This phase, if you get confused between first name plus last name, legal name, oh come on. Basically what I was saying here, when you will add, second field, let's say, when you are adding, then you are getting multiple options. You are getting, multiple fields with the same name. You want to know what those fields are. What you can do is you can just click on the related action, and in the related action, you will be able to get the details of the field. Whether that field is a Workday delivered field or that field. What is the description of that field? This field is actually giving nomination readiness. I'm not sure. I don't know what is. Nomination, readiness term. We know those who are in recruitment space, they will be able to know. Basically, you will be able to, understand via the descriptions. That's how we know we are going to create a custom report. I am stopping. Today here only you. You try to create a few custom report. With this task, create custom report. Use data source workers for SPEAM reporting. Here you can, select simple and advanced both. You can try creating one simple report and you can try creating an advanced report. And then, we will discuss it tomorrow. I'll show how to create a custom report into in first. Then I'll, take your questions. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@uptalk.com.